And welcome to a brand new series on this channel. This is your soccer zombie, Tom Franklin, and this is non-league soccer in America. This is St. Louis Development Academy versus AFC Columbia. These two teams play in the Midwest Premier League, and they play in the Gateway South Conference, a newly formed conference made up of 5 St. Louis area teams and a team from Columbia, Missouri, which we are going to see today. This is the very first match of the season in 2025 for these two clubs. And this is going to be a bit of an experiment because I've never been to a Midwest Premier League game myself. I'm really curious to see if any of these bleachers behind me here do actually get fans in them. We will see here in a little bit. It's kind of a warm day in St. Louis. Had some storms roll through earlier. They came and they went, and now we got nice sunshine, and feels a little bit muggy, but should be a good day for some soccer here. And if you look back behind me here, we are on kind of hallowed ground here. This is Becky Sauerbrunn Field, located on the campus of Ladue West. Is where their 5th grade center is, and their grade school. Big game today, guys. First game. Dev Academy players very excited here. So you just mentioned the name Becky Sauerbrunn, and you know, people perk up in St. Louis because Becky is from St. Louis. She is actually a graduate of Ladue High School, and so they named a field after her. She is a very revered figure here in St. Louis. You know, not every place in the Midwest Premier League has a, I guess it would be a tent gazebo, a tent gazebo maybe. A lot of these teams in this league play at high school fields because this is America and this is what we have to work with. By the way, as we take a scan around the field here, I want to see if you notice something missing here. Are you seeing it yet? Well, you can't see it because there's no floodlights. Well, that caused me to make a little bit of a boo-boo on social media as I made the graphic for this match, and it said 7:30 on it because that's what this match was originally scheduled for. But turns out you can't play soccer in the dark. And so once it was discovered that this field doesn't have floodlights, they moved it up to 5:45 in the afternoon. So it's a good thing they caught that. I'm gonna have you in the comments let me know, what year do you think was the last time that the grass was mowed under these bleachers? You think this is pre-COVID? Or do you think someone did get under there during like the COVID era, like someone bored just, you know, social distancing, you know, just brought out a weed whacker and just started going to town here? And yeah, proper non-league heritage. So over here you got your customary school swing and play set over there. You got the swings right over here, and then over here you got the climbing dome. I'm not sure what you call that. There's the tent gazebo that we saw earlier. Got proper restrooms over here, but I want to check something real quick. And you may have noticed something missing from my reviews so far, and that is a review of the concessions, and that's because, well, there are no concessions here. It is literally grassroots soccer, but they do have water fountains, and I can confirm they do work, although the this, well, I heard a little gurgling in there, but that's not working. But I do like to review the food and beverage at places I go to, so let's give this a review. Very good. Filtered, clean, crisp. Little on the warm side though. The cooler is not doing a great job today, but you know what? It's still refreshing. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna try to do something a little differently with these videos than I do with my normal vlogs. I want to kind of bring this league to you and kind of understand what the motivations are for not just the players, but also maybe the coaches and ownership of this league as well. I got some interviews lined up before we get going here, and let's go ahead and get right to them. All right, I'm here with Jim Whipkey, head coach of the St. Louis Development Academy Midwest Premier League Club. And first things first game for you, first game for the Academy in this league. First time in semi-pro, I believe. Is that correct?
That is totally correct, yeah. We literally walked out of high school, went to college for a year, and now we're giving this league a try.
Yep, absolutely. So I understand that your club is mostly under 19s. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Yep. All of us are going into either our second or third year of college, and some are even going into their first.
So definitely a younger squad that we'll see in this league. I know Columbia's got a lot of older players, players that are in their like upper 20s. But obviously you're a development academy, and you were telling me that a lot of the players that you're going to be coaching today have been with you for many years.
Yeah, some of them is as young as second or third grade. Yeah. So I, continue to coach. I'm one of those anomalies, right? So I'm a parent coach, which is, they don't even utter the words anymore.
Yeah.
And so I had a passion of it. I played college soccer myself. Had 4 kids, coached my 3 girls, and then my youngest is Jacob, and that's where he's on this team as well. So I absolutely love every second of it.
Gotcha. Any standout players I should be looking out for today?
Well, a lot of the players that I know, I can talk about them, but we do have some new players as well. But we've got a lot of kids from Truman. In particular, Holden Coker is in the back for us. He's about 6'3", a big, tall kid, plays in the center back. Right next to him is another Truman teammate of his, Zoran, and so you'll have to look out for both Zoran and Holden, because they're a pretty dynamic duo in the back for us, or at least I hope they will be. We have Tyler Buchart. Tyler will be in that halfback, move up top. And then we have an ECC player, East Central Community College player for us, Tyler Fender, who can definitely make some noise. But we'll see, because the verdict's still out, right? When you haven't played a game and you've never been in this league, we're hoping to fight hard and be competitive. And I can tell you that the boys will work hard. That's for sure. I don't know what the outcome will be.
Absolutely. And what style of play are you thinking of starting out with? Are you going to be a pretty attacking team, defensive-minded?
Yeah, we'll definitely start out in a 4-4-2.
Okay.
We want to get our feet underneath us, and so but we like to get out wide, and we like to attack in a 4-4-2 fashion. So we had a little walkthrough last night, talked about with some strategy and what we want to get done. And I'll leave it there, because I know that you're so popular, everybody will listen to you. And then I don't want to give any of our strategy away, right?
Oh, absolutely. We'll just have to see for ourselves. Good luck today, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, another game for you in the comments section. So another hallmark of American soccer is you have to play on fields that have football lines on them. I'm going to have you guess which line that you see here, which horizontal line do you think is the out of bounds for soccer? It's the black. Yeah, that's going to be fun to track. All right, so it's a coach that has had a lot of the same players playing with him. Very interesting to see that kind of loyalty. You do see that sometimes here in America, where the same coach stays with the same group of players, from childhood all the way up to the pro levels. So a lot of loyalty in youth soccer and at this level as well. And speaking of loyalty, let's go ahead and talk to one of those players. Austin Warner here. What position do you play?
I'll be playing defense this game, I believe. But,
okay.
Play it anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. Just coach points, and that's where you go, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. So, where do you go to school?
I went to DeSmet High School, and now I go to the University of Kentucky.
Gotcha. So, are you going to be an incoming freshman, or?
I'll be a sophomore.
Oh, you'll be a sophomore. Gotcha. So, first things first. This is semi-pro. This is the first time at this level for you. How do you feel about the season coming up, man?
I'm excited. I got a little bit of nerves, but that's always a good thing. I'm more excited to see what this team can accomplish in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, it's good prep for you. You're playing at the University of Kentucky. How did you end up at Kentucky?
Honestly, it just felt like home for me. I wanted to get away from St. Louis a little bit, so Kentucky seemed like the perfect place for me.
Exactly. So who influenced you in soccer? Like, who do you draw inspiration from?
Professionally?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a big Wayne Rooney type of fan.
Oh, okay.
Man United's my team, so just watch them play Chelsea. Unfortunate loss, but Wayne Rooney was my guy growing up.
I guess I won't mention I'm a Liverpool supporter. Oh wait, I just did. Darn. So, good deal, man. So what's your goals? Do you hope to play pro someday, or what's your ultimate goal for playing not just this season but beyond?
Honestly, yeah, like I would love to play pro. I mean, I know that's a lot of the guys' goals, and so just taking it one step at a time, honestly.
Absolutely. Well, good luck today, bud.
Thank you.
So yeah, from St. Louis to Kentucky, now playing here to keep his game fresh as he prepares for his sophomore year of college. Of course, if you play semi-pro at this level, you do retain your amateur status, so you'll be able to play for college, which is the big priority for these players. A lot of players play at this level just to keep their skills fresh going into the year. So we've introduced you to St. Louis Development Academy. Let's go ahead and introduce you to AFC Columbia and see what they're about. They are definitely more of a community club compared to St. Louis Development Academy, which is basically a pure academy. But let's meet the man that runs AFC Columbia. All right, I'm here with club president Zack Fiser, and took me a little bit to get to you because your work is never done. You were helped setting up the tent and the jerseys, and is it true your work is never done?
Never done. Once the season ends, this one will be right on to the next one for 2026.
Absolutely. And so you are a veteran of the Midwest Premier League, and I know we had kind of talked off air a little bit about St. Louis Development Academy being one of the newer clubs in Midwest Premier League, and you had mentioned to me that you were looking forward to being their first match in the Midwest Premier League. So are you rolling out the welcome wagon for them today?
I mean, it's always good to meet clubs for the first time, just kind of get an impression before they go into the season. It's always good to get to know people. We've met Jim once before, but very briefly, so it's always a good chance to get these games early, because we'll know going into the season some of our rivals in Atletico. We know Boffs a little bit, and we'll know Stars. So those ones will a little bit know. Some of the ones that you want to know and get out of the way, you kind of, not get out of the way in terms of like play, but some of those unknowns, it's great to know them going into the season.
Absolutely, and one thing that is different for you this season compared to the past is the fact that you no longer have to go to Iowa anymore.
Right.
Your road trips are very small, though today was a little challenging because of the storm and you got caught in Warrenton, but how much of a relief is it for you that all your opponents, if you have to travel, are about 2 hours away?
Yeah, one, it helps with players. Players are more likely, they want to play against the St. Louis clubs. I mean, these kids have grown up against each other, playing each other all the way from the time to their U8s. Like our U8s, my son that plays for Sporting Columbia, I mean, those kids go play against them. So the players like it, the families like it. They can go travel back and forth. It's easier for them. When we go to Iowa and you have 4-hour trips, it's hard for the families to go see them. So these matter to them. Each game is a rival for us because of the St. Louis versus Columbia rivalry. So anytime we can provide that, the more the merrier for us.
Absolutely. And one thing I noticed about your roster this year is that you have a lot of players that return year in and year out. 3 years, 4 years. Like what do you think keeps them coming back?
Yeah, I mean, if you come to one of our home games, hopefully they enjoy it and they see
June 13th, I'll be there.
Yeah, so they see that the effort we put into it, that we try to be as professional as possible in everything we can do. Obviously, we're a nonprofit, community-funded club, so we're never going to have all the bells and whistles, but they show up, they look professional. Every time we go on the road, that we do as best as we can. So I think they see that, and they see sometimes they'll go play for clubs that outside of our region. And they'll be like, man, why did I leave my region? I can come play for my hometown club and be taken better care of. So typically when players leave, they don't typically leave for other clubs. They leave because they're getting married or they're having kids or things like that. So it's good for us to see that we're getting the retention. We're also getting the quality. We have a certain culture, very much I don't want to use the word blue collar, but very hardworking. We want to be there. We want our players to want to be there, and those players tend to gravitate towards each other. So we're starting to get kids that 2 or 3 years ago we wouldn't have got, that we're getting now because they want to play in that atmosphere. And obviously now we just have to win a trophy. And that's the goal for this year.
Well, and I was just going to say you've year in and year out been one of the more solid clubs in the Midwest Premier League. And does the fact that you have a pretty intact core of players maybe feed into those expectations a little bit? Because spoiler alert, I did on my Instagram predict AFC Columbia to win the Gateway South, but do you think, is that the expectation?
Yeah, I think this is where me and the coach differ. He wants to go in and really build and grind and all that stuff, where I'm on the admin side, trophies sell things, so it's always good to I would argue that since in the league that we've had Ajax probably the first year had the best team on the field, but ever since then we've probably had the better team. We just have made mental errors and mistakes, and that's a growing process, right? Everyone learns from their mistakes, so hopefully we go into it and hit the ground running. We dropped 5 points last year in the first 2 games. It's been a point of emphasis going into this year is we don't have time to mess around. All these St. Louis things are going to be good. I mean, Development Academy is going to be good. Buffs, Atletico Stars, Atar. I mean, Atar's got a lineup of Division I players, so Buffs going to have former pros, and we have no time to mess around. This league is, I think the regional leagues get dinged up a lot on, hey, they're not best quality. I mean, I'd say come play us. Like, come play in our division and see what that is. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, good luck today, Zach.
All right, thanks, Tom.
So the fun thing about non-league soccer in America is you don't have printed rosters. So the ref right now is literally going through a list of players and verifying that their jersey number matches what he has. And judging by the ankle or knee writing that he's doing right now, I'm guessing they all don't match. Jordan Farrell of AFC Columbia. And first things first, what position do you play?
I play midfield.
You're a midfielder now, but I understand you're not going to be playing today.
Correct, yeah. I'm coming back from an injury. So last game I actually played was for AFC up in Iowa.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been pretty much hurt since then, but looking to kick the season off on a good foot.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just talked to a player over for St. Louis Development Academy that plays for University of Kentucky, and he's a younger guy. I understand you've been around the block a little bit.
Yeah. So, yeah, I played at the NAI level, then I went JUCO, now I'm at Rockhurst, the D2 level. So, I've been around the collegiate game for a while now. Been with AFC for the last 3 years. Been in this league since its inception. So, yeah, I've been around.
Absolutely. So what keeps you going?
That's a good question. I mean, I think throughout my entire career I faced a lot of adversity with a lot of injuries, and it's just something in me I just don't want to give up. That like dream I've always had. I know I'm not going to play professionally, but it's something that brings me a lot of fulfillment and happiness into my life, and so that really is what makes me drive me to play.
So for the love of the game, basically.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Is this something that you think you can see yourself doing in say 5 years from now?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm going to play as long as I can.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I respect that. And I know you've been with AFC Columbia, remind me, for a couple of years, right?
3 years. It's my third season.
And you're not alone in that. There is a lot of players on this club that have returned year after year into year. Why do you think that is?
I think it's the culture we have here, as well as being located in Columbia. Columbia's got a really nice community, close-knit community, and we fight for each other. Once you join the team, you're welcomed in really quickly. It really feels like a family here. It's just a good environment to be in. So you want to stay in that environment and just keep building on what we've been growing.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully you're back to health pretty soon, and we'll see you out there.
Sweet. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Perfect. That was great.
Yeah, thanks.
And one thing that's very important to remember is that AFC Columbia's been around for a while, so when I go see them on June 13th, I'll get a proper game day experience. This is, again, St. Louis Development Academy's first ever match, and so, you can expect, the building blocks to come over time. But it's a good, nice field here, and they're about ready to get going behind me here. I'm traversing the field. Thank you to the Midwest Premier League for the access that I'll have this year, and thank you to both teams for providing some interviews. So, but I think you guys want to see some action at this point, right? So let's get to it. They keep it simple at this level. No grand walkout, no anthem, just soccer. Oh, they actually say the name of the coach. That's how revered he is. And we are underway. The Gateway South Conference is a go. Good job, Lino. Not a bad crowd here today for a game that probably didn't get a whole lot of publicity. I suspect probably a lot of parents of the kids that are playing, but still, pretty good turnout. Side netting. By the way, shout out to that keeper there. I missed it, but he just made a big stop. He's also one of the shortest keepers I've ever seen, and yet he came up big. Oh, and by the way, you may notice behind him, scoreboard's off because the power's out, because we had some storms go through. So, Your guess is as good as mine as to how much time there is left in this half. Ooh! All right, early 1-0 lead for the Dev Academy as player in the right spot when the loose ball happens in the box and just, did the rest with it, buried it home. A good start for the youngsters in this league. And everyone's just making line violations, aren't they?
Yeah, starting to me.
It's hard to tell, yeah. Oh, good block. Hi, friend. What's your name?
His name's Rory.
Rory. Nice to meet you, Rory. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Always clear. Nice stop. Rebound. And over. We will rebuild. Way over. Told you. Oh, what a stop. Man, the new kids in the block are not messing around today. That's 2-0 before the end of the first half here over AFC Columbia. Columbia's going to go into this half thinking they should at least equalize at this point, but instead they've let Dev Academy have a couple really good chances, and they've converted. By the way, that was the end of the half, basically. They, kicked it off and tweeted. Good game, Keep. So just having a seat here at halftime here on this nice little buddy bench. It's not metallic. It's like I don't know what you would call that, but anyway, it's my buddy for now. So far, I'm actually having a pretty good time here. Costs nothing to get in here, by the way. They have no tickets for sale or anything like that. You just show up basically and you watch some pretty good soccer, and this has actually been some pretty good soccer so far. It's been an entertaining game. Like I said, Columbia probably feels like they should have at least 1 or 2 on the board at this point. Still a lot of soccer left to be played, and we'll see if Columbia can get that equalizer or if they are going to let the new kids in the block get the win today. But yeah, enjoying this so far. It's a nice day, good soccer. What more do you want? So I have not mentioned yet that this is the first of a 2-part series of videos this weekend where I'm covering this game today, and then tomorrow I'm going to head to Belleville for ATAR versus Boffs. They do not have a swing at Althoff Catholic like they do here, but they do have a beer garden, and I heard they have their own beer at ATAR, or at least their own branded beer, so I'm really eager to try that out this time for the journalism, of course. Yeah, look for that video maybe a day or 2 after this one comes out. This is fun. I've not been on a swing in a long time. Whee! I will say, if you ever come to Ladue West and Becky Sauerbrunn Field and you're bored at halftime, you can play some tech ball, or you can play some frisbee golf and watch another soccer game that is going on. I have no idea who's playing, but I'm sure they're great, whoever they are.
Whipkey on 3! 1, 2, 3, Whipkey!
Man, they love their gaffer. Let's have a good second half, Lino.
Thank you.
Yeah. I saw you warming up out there.
Remember one thing, referees always win.
That is true. They're still undefeated. Good tackle.
Take it. That's a yellow. That's a yellow. Dude, he took him out. Number 6.
And our first yellow card of the game. Lino was all over that one. You know, here in the non-leagues, you have to do what you got to do. And sometimes that means going into the woods to shag a loose ball. Oh, big stop keep. Blocked. That ball was trouble, and that keeper right there did a great job to keep it out of trouble, and then it was very well defended on the rebound. I didn't see the defender there at first, but very good job defending, and still 2-0 Dev Academy. Up the Devs. Another big stop by the keep. Oh my. So 3-0 Dev Academy. Goalie makes a ball handling blunder. A little bit too casual with the ball. Didn't catch it because that just didn't look like anything that was noteworthy. But yeah, the new kids on the block up 3-0 against the Graybeards of Midwest Premier League. And I'm stopping short of calling this an upset because maybe Dev Academy knew all along that they had this in their locker. We didn't know that because they never announced any signings or anything special leading up to the season. So they're a bit of a mystery going into this one, but I think the mystery is becoming unraveled here. This St. Louis Development Academy team is good. By the way, shout out to Howard and Glenda Gerbstadt for spotting Lionel Messi in his Midwest Premier League game up in Michigan, FC Pontiac, which begs the question, is Messi here at St. Louis Development Academy versus AFC Columbia? Well, let's take a quick scan of the crowd and find out. No Messi there. No Messi there. Nope, not here. Not here either. In fact, I'm just seeing just a general lack of soccer jerseys in general. Am I the only non-soccer player here that's actually wearing a soccer jersey? Nope, no Messi here, no Messi here. Oh, that kid is sick. Well, there's no other jersey, but not Messi. No Messi here. Shout out St. Louis Dev Academy and AFC Columbia fans here today for not buying into the hype. Ooh!
I can't believe you've done this.
You serious, Clark?
I bet you don't have this problem in Kentucky.
How do you have your shin guards?
I don't know where I fell.
Hey, Adam, he's missing it.
We'll do it again.
Run that again.
Again?
Hi.
Again. Again.
Alrighty. Lino was kind enough to give me an update on the time. We are in the 83rd minute and looking at about 3 minutes of stoppage time here. So I don't think it's going to happen for Columbia today.
In position. Offside. That was not a deliberate play.
Is this it? Nope. Oh! It went in, but it's not gonna count, I don't think. Looking back on that no goal by Columbia, the player that did kick it in was offside, so it was pretty clear. if you want to go back and watch the replay. He was pretty off. Missed it, but goalie just made a monster save. That ball was going into the top left corner, and goalie plucked it out. So there you have it, a 3-0 final. St. Louis Development Academy romps over AFC Columbia. I mean, Columbia wasn't lacking for chances, but they were lacking on the clinical finishing side there. But credit to the Academy. This is their first game in this league. You even heard the coach before the game, not 100% sure what to expect. It's a new venture for them, and they went out and did the business. Goalkeeper for Academy. Heck of a game. If I had a roster, I would shout out his name. I don't have a roster, so drop a comment below if you know who that goalkeeper was for the Academy. He had a great game, really a great game. But all in all, I mean, this was, for the price of absolutely free, this was an entertaining game at a nice pitch. It's just lacking amenities at the moment, but that'll come, I think. Rome wasn't built in a day, and again, this is their first ever match in this league, new experience for them. So I'm sure with time they will get the game day experience going here. But you know what? I think the real story here today is that St. Louis Development Academy might be a menace in this league. They knocked off a very good Columbia club today who maybe wasn't at their best, but I think the other teams in the Gateway South are going to see that 3-0 scoreline and be like, wow. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more. Drop a comment below if you are a fan of one of these clubs, or maybe if you're even a player of one of these clubs. I hear words getting around of my videos here. And thank you to my Zombie Ultras for helping me get to games. I mean, I didn't need your help today, really, because I'm in St. Louis, and this game costs nothing to attend, but for other games that I do as well. New members, Drew Clark, as well as Callan Bosler, thank you so much. Part-Time Picks and Berkey's Turkey. And the 99-cent Sports section as well. Thank you guys so much for being the backbone of this channel. This is your Soccer Zombie, Tom Franklin here, and this is not my first dance with a non-league club on this channel. In April, I visited Des Moines, Iowa for Des Moines Menace versus Union Omaha in the Open Cup, and that kind of kicked off this whole idea of this series. So check that video out, and then make sure to check out ATAR versus Boffs, which is going to take place the day after this game. Hopefully that video will be out here in the near future as well, if it isn't already.